Fantastic. So, this is Jen with the Wedding Pros Club. I am hosting a room tonight with the streets of New York here. I am flew to New York City to see the opening of an art show. And of course, now I come out onto the sidewalk here and it is quiet. I can hear some sirens out here. But what I'm going to tell you is I'm in one of the arts gallery districts here in New York City. And I came to see a show called Samsara by Brooke Shaden at the Joanne Artman Gallery. And there's you some sirens out there. I am currently in New York City, by the way. So I am standing outside the window right now, and I see a pretty decent group of people in here. Some people, there's a couple of people that I actually know, and there's a few people that I'm meeting. And so there's a lot of pieces of work in this gallery that I will be looking at tonight. And I'm going to take you in there and kind of like let you hear the buzz of what's happening with these pieces in here, done by Brooke Shaden. Um, so come with me on the ride here. I will kind of give you an overview, but I wanted you to hear the streets of New York City as well, as we are here and we're having fun. And I wanted this as a memory to surprise my friend and also see the work that she's worked so hard on. This is a series that she worked on for many years, and so it's nice to see it in rotation. And here we go. We're going into the gallery. Are you done viewing? Can I ask you a couple of questions real quick? I'm kind of doing this live Clubhouse interview thing. And what is something that you enjoyed about the show so far? Is there anything that stood out to you?
I love the different textures and the subtlety, and then how at first it looks like a painting, and then you go up and you see the photographic aspects to it.
What I've loved about Brooke is the account of detail that she puts into not only the idea but the textures. And seeing her behind the scenes, I don't know if you ever watched her behind the scenes working on stuff, but that is something. She puts a lot of work into her pieces, and I've always enjoyed that about her. But so thanks for giving me your 2 cents here. I'm just going to walk around the room and let everybody hear. I'm going to replay this later so I can have it for myself as my personal New York memory of coming to a New York gallery opening. So I'm going to interview a few more people. So, and what was your name again?
Madeline.
Madeline. All right. I'm going to move around here and see who else is here to talk to me.
But these, you can't tell. It looks like a painting, and it looks really, really cool because you can see that the mixture is what I was saying. Hello, everyone.
Hi, this is Mati.
Hi, I'm Mati, and I just like by looking at the works here, which are all digital photography, and they're composite photography, and a painterly style. But this is the first time that I see Brooke using mixed media, so meaning she took oil paints and she painted on top of the photographs, the prints, sure, like themselves, and it looks like it like canceled out, quote unquote, the digital. It really,
you're right.
Right?
It's like it goes from a photo to a painting.
It goes,
and then beyond into mixed media, right?
It goes between a photo and not fully to a painting, because sections of it you can say that it's a photo, but then the other sections,
this clearly looks like
clearly looks like a painting.
Yeah.
So all the digital aspect of when you look at a photograph and you can see that it's a digital photograph.
Yeah.
Because you either can see the pixels or you can either see the lines. You can't see it here because of the paint she put on top, and it kind of like makes it a whole other medium.
Yeah.
It's a mixed media, right, by definition, but it is actually a new medium that is like not a medium, I would say, of printmaking maybe, or of I would say, I guess it could fall into the category of printmaking, but because it's very, very interesting. It kind of like transcends that idea.
Awesome. No, I really love it because we're standing in front of this painting that kind of looks like sort of hive-ish, cocoonish, and you see a kind of this weird bloody hand at the top. But at the bottom, it looks like a very, very painterly, crispy, crunchy body.
Yeah, right.
So I love that you were saying that, because
very like tangible textures.
Yeah, you almost want to scrape it. Do you ever have that feeling of needing to scrape and pick stuff? That's kind of.
I think it's the one on the top in the middle for me that I want to scrape.
Oh yes.
It has so much texture.
So if y'all haven't caught up with us, this is Jen in the Wedding Pros Club. I'm doing a live interview walk around at the Joanne Artman Gallery. Hello! I see some familiar faces in here. So we were discussing what this art kind of means to us and what do we get out of it? Are there textures going on? There's photographs. What is the meaning behind the totality of this show? So I'm just going to grab random people and make them talk to me. And then eventually I'll get to Brooke, so I'll make her talk. You know what? I had a really good talk with Asher. That was really fun.
Oh, he's always happy to talk.
Right. Are you available to speak for a second? Brian. This is live on Clubhouse. This is a personal memory for me. So when I get home, I have all of my wonderful voices. It's audio only. You can only hear what's happening. So I would love for you to describe anything about this show. We already know the person. We love Brooke. Is there anything about the show that stood out to you that you could share with our little audience here?
Show is very intimate.
Yes.
It is a small space. There is a collection of work ranging from about 20 by 20s, I believe.
No, these are pretty large.
These are like 20 by 20s.
And there's the coffin one up there.
Maybe 24 by 24. These look pretty standard up until about like a 16 by 16, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe a 15 by 15.
And there's the coffin one up there, I'm assuming is also part of it, right?
I imagine.
I think it is. Is there a certain piece or a certain part of this art that stood out to you as far as the fact that she's used so many different textures in this series? Anything that stood out to you? Any certain piece?
I think there have been a lot of individual pieces that have captivated me. But nothing right now that's like particularly.
They kind of all, they all kind of really go together in this.
Yeah,
nice,
they work.
Big...
They work in relation to one another. I don't think that they necessarily. Well, I think they do stand independently, so I take that back.
Yeah,
but I don't think that. I think that their strength lies in the collection.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah. That's really good. I like that because I'm looking at the wall right now, like, oh my god, they just all go together. I can't pick one out either.
Yeah, but I love these.
Yes,
love these. Like, it feels so cool because I'm also watching. What is that? The Last of Us.
Oh, yes.
And it's so that. It is so that right now.
Aww. Love it, love it, love it. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts with me, Brian.
Thank you.
And hopefully the audio is working. All right, where's the artist? Is the artist still in the room? Yeah, she's over there. Oh my god, Jay's here! Oh my god. Can we squeal louder? Oh my gosh. How about you? What are you getting out of this show right now? Do you do this kind of thing often?
Go to galleries?
Yeah.
Not as often as I should. Most of my experience of art is through Mati. Or visual art, I should say.
Yes.
I want to know what's going on in her head.
Right.
There's something. It's funny because like I feel like Monty also has like a very like dark side to his art. Like there's something like there's certainly like an exploration of like death and decay going on here.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting.
But does it feel dark to you? Like does some of the pieces feel really dark?
It's all very dark. I mean, also the background of all the pieces is dark.
Very true. I know you are not here, you're listening on audio, but we have black backdrops with intense forms, colors, textures, shapes, beings and bodies. And
it sort of lives in sort of like body tones. You know, you have the skin tone, and then you have the red, which of course is like blood and organs. And that's where it all lives. It lives in very. It feels very like an opening of the body, like an exploration of what lies beneath.
Ooh, that was a good movie too.
Yeah, I remember it.
It was a good movie. It was a good creepy movie. Yeah. Yes.
On far.
Thank you for your thoughts, sir. Yeah, so I haven't looked at this one yet. So we have a series of parts here where it's all stitched together on paper, and it's very interesting to see. I know that this is a series exploring death and decay, but you wouldn't. I think the research that she put into everything and the theme of everything, she tried to translate into photograph and art. So.
And then like her course came up. Who has this instant FOMO realizing that she's been around for way longer, and I like was just like, who the hell is this person? And then the next year, she did
And so we're here on the streets of New York.
that, and then October that year, she did
Excuse me just a second.
which is incredible. So that was.
Okay, so we're about halfway through the crowd. We had a few new people walk in that I know from my convention. So apparently there's about 4 or 5 of us here from a Promoting Passion convention. And I am hoping to interview a couple, and I will also interview the artist to maybe kind of get a couple of thoughts from her. And hoping the audio is holding out. Can y'all let me know if you can still hear me? I am just going to keep on going. Uh-huh. Still walking. I always felt like some of these pieces were so much larger when she was working on them, playing with the textures and techniques and sculpting almost. Honeycombs, goo, grass, hair, shawls being torn apart, melting. Also some stuff crucifying in here, live from New York City. Hello. I'm live on Clubhouse too, so I wanted to get some of your thoughts. I know you haven't seen walk through the show yet.
I haven't yet.
But that's kind of exciting though, because what brought you here tonight? I'm very curious.
I mean, obviously, Brooke. I've seen bits and pieces of the show and every.
Because we've been watching her for I feel like a long time behind the scenes.
At least 35 years.
Right? Oh, totally. Yeah. That's probably older than she's probably 3 years old.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she's been doing this show for
yeah, she is an old soul.
Yeah.
We'll give her that.
Yeah.
I was telling her I've never been to any of her shows ever, and I thought, why not take advantage of this time that I had to hop over here, right?
Yeah.
So what are you most excited to explore tonight?
Just really seeing the pieces up close.
Up close and real.
Yeah.
Real.
I have been to one of her previous shows here.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a cohesive show, if I remember. I think it was just a bunch of pieces, but I think it was just some random pieces. I could be wrong about that. But definitely not as big as this is.
I feel like she's been working on this one for a while, but I just know that she was always talking about it. So it's nice to see it in its true form currently.
So I'm really interested to be able to see everything up close and not on an Instagram screen.
Yeah, or a sped up BTS video.
Right.
As much as we love editing and watching things happen, something about seeing it in print.
Laura, you're going to see this later, so I'm not going to show you everything.
Show me, do it now. Yeah. But I'm happy to just be here, and all y'all are surprises. It's oh my god, I totally surprised Brooke. I told no one I was coming.
Where are you located?
I'm in Dallas.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I know.
Yeah. For some reason, I was like Pennsylvania, but Dallas. Okay.
No.
Close.
And I asked my husband his schedule first, and I was like, "Can you tell me if you're gonna, do the dadding thing?"
Yeah.
And sure enough, and I was like, "Well, I have points, so I'll just fly in and out."
Nice.
And I was like, I just feel like I wanted to have some fun, and so no camera, no nothing. So just showed up. It was great. Had some good food, and now we're having some good art.
Yeah. I'm spending a few days in New York with a friend.
Great.
And figured might as well make a little trip out of it, take some days off work, and actually enjoy life for a little bit. So.
I know that was what I was doing too. I was like, I have to stop everything and just enjoy something.
Yeah.
So that's what today is for me too.
Yeah.
Today and tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow very heavily.
Yeah. And I can't complain because it was like a 3.5-hour train ride. So.
Oh yeah, that's so easy.
Yeah.
I need to remember to do that the next time I want to come up to the Boston area.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your thoughts, sir. I'm hoping the audio comes out on this. You have a minute?
Yeah.
I'm live on Clubhouse.
Oh, wonderful.
I know, it's like having a live audio interview.
This is great.
Hey everyone, I have the artist of the hour, Brooke Shaden, with me.
Hi, everybody.
So I've kind of walked around the room and I've asked a few people what they thought so far, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on. Most of us have an idea of how long you've been working on this, but we really don't know.
Yeah.
We think you're about 35 years working in this industry. And you're only like 32, right?
I'm 36.
Okay, you're 36.
It's my pigtails.
But we feel that you've been doing this. It feels like you've been doing it forever, but we don't have a timeline. But I'm just curious, how does it feel to actually have this come to life? Because I feel like you've talked about this show more than any other show.
Yeah. Because I worked on this series for 4 years straight.
Okay.
And so it was a long time. And then I finally finished it, and then it still had to debut. So it was like another, 8-month wait. And then it debuted last year, and now it finally made it to New York, which is extra special. But
extra.
Yeah, but it's so nice to see because it's like such a dark, weird show, and I love making people look at it.
Oh yeah,
like,
we're looking at a lot of things tonight, Brooke.
Yeah.
We're getting to know you a lot better.
Look and they're like, nope, and they just turn around and walk away. Like that happened. I did this show went to Indiana, which is like a very interesting place to do something so dark and weird. And there was one person who came and like did a loop and walked right out and just went, not for me.
Did they actually say that?
Yeah. Oh, no. But it was like so like good intention.
But you love that though.
I loved it. I was like
the reaction.
Yes, that's awesome. But they looked. They didn't just like
they're like they didn't like look at the opening and be like, no, I'm out.
Right. It was really great. So,
Aww.
Yeah.
Well, we're all excited to be here for you tonight. This
Thank
is
you.
How long is this up for again? Like
2 months.
A couple of months.
Yeah.
So if you're local in New York City or if you're in the New York City area, I would highly suggest just catch a train, get down here, or get an Uber because that's what I did today. But
you got more than an Uber.
I hopped a plane at 4, and then
And I love you for it.
And I love you. I'm so proud of you.
I'm so thankful to you.
Well, I'm going to keep circling the room, but thank you for your time, artist of the hour.
Okay, well, I guess if she's done with me, take it away.
I want you to, if there's some more people to greet, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I will continue.
And we'll get back to talking about that later.
Yes.
No.
I've not posted. It's a good quote from a really good source. Thank you. Yeah.
And so we're about to round out the evening here. It has been about 20 minutes or so. Hi, Kelsey. It's good to see you. I'm live in New York City at an art show opening, and I'm just letting y'all know the buzz on the street, the buzz inside the gallery, and it's been so much fun. Do I need to move out of the way? I'm so sorry. Just talking over here like this, blah, blah, blah. And then we're getting lots of photos made with the artist. She's already been talking about everything that she has put together over. She said she worked on it about 4 years. So you're getting all the photos. So what is wonderful is there's a wide variety of people that have shown up today. There's a wide variety of people that we've been following her work for many years. And I'm fairly sure there's a handful of people that maybe have never even heard of her, and they just heard about the show, and they stepped in here to see what it was all about. So, please let me know if you still can hear me. I'm going to take you outside again on the streets of New York because I'm here for 28 hours. All right, we're back out on the streets here in the Chelsea area. We're actually just steps away from the High Line in Chelsea, Manhattan area. And I have to tell you, there is a it's an interesting dynamic to go from inside the gallery to the streets here on the sidewalk. What I love about this city is that every corner kind of offers a little bit of everything. You can go to get something to eat at the diner down the street. You can step into a small gallery over here and see some art. There's all different kinds of art. There's modern art, mixed medias, all different sizes and shapes. And I took a walk down the High Line earlier, just a little bit, just to kind of remind myself what it was like to walk in New York. You know, there's a lot of walking that happens here, up and down stairs, up and down sidewalks. And it has been such a pleasure to be here and support my friend Brooke, who you heard earlier. And she has done this series that I've lost track of how many pieces are actually in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a triptych. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like about 20 small pieces. And then she has an opening piece over here that's a set of 3 images, but it's in one frame. So there's a lot also happening audibly. That she made a video for this series as well that has some music that goes with it, I've noticed. So, and this has been on tour, she said, New Orleans, somewhere in Colorado, and then she's also taken it to Indiana, and now it's in New York City for 2 months. And so I think she's looking at some other places to probably take it on the road. And it's just a very fascinating look at death and decay and how people look at death and how people process death. It's not as grim as it sounds. It's actually quite beautiful the way that she does it, because she's honed her craft so beautifully that even the dark things are beautiful. And it's part of what I love about what she gives to the world, is normalizing a lot of things that we don't want to talk about, including death. A lot of us do not want to talk about death. A lot of us do not want to talk about getting older and dying. But end of life is a real thing. So I'm excited to head back in there again. There may be a couple more people I talk to, but I just wanted to let you know that this show, if you are in the New York City metro area, you should probably get out here and check it out. See for yourself what's happening in this show here. It's pretty interesting and lots of colors to look at. But so you can look on the Joanne Artman Gallery in Chelsea. So I'm going to head back in. We've got a lot of conversations still happening in here, so it's pretty awesome. And I'll lean you over to the music for a second too. You might be able to hear the music. So I have a really good, nice crowd in here. It's a nice, intimate gallery with a lot of the statements the pieces kind of pop off the wall with the dark black backgrounds and the stark white walls. But each one has its own story to tell. So it's something about looking at it and diving into each single image and then standing backwards and looking at it as a whole. It's pretty awesome. Let's go back to some of these larger images. Excuse me. Hi. You ready to talk now? I was like, I'm just really hoping I can take this. This is really my this is a memory for me. This is nothing.
I'm like the most inarticulate person I feel like when talking about art.
Great.
So I was like,
So how are you?
I can't say though that I want to touch all of these because the mixed media.
I was telling Mati, I was like, I kind of want to scrape some of them. Don't you want to scrape some of them and pick them?
No, I like the one with the flowers.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to touch that one. And this one's right in the middle.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like it's somehow going to be wet and dry. And I was like, I want to touch it. And they're like, that's an interesting.
I haven't.
But I'm like, the biggest thing is I want to touch photos.
Yeah, I want to physically scrape some of them. I want to pick it off. What's so weird? Yeah, can I just scrape that off and just play with it? I see what you mean, because it comes across so very real, especially the drippy faces right there. It could easily be dripping off of the canvas, and I think it kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, I know once you start to sit and think, they really feel like paintings, not photos.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I don't know if we got a photo. Do you have your phone?
I do have my phone.
Because I don't want to shut this off just yet. Aww. Yay. Oh. Okay, so yeah, as we were discussing, it's kind of interesting to see the textures and wanting to scrape and feel and touch these things, but we can't because they're behind glass, right? And it's been so neat to kind of follow some of these pieces. You can see the behind the scenes on Instagram, but some of them you can't. But I feel like each one of them has its own little thing that you may love or hate about it. Some of these you might not even like at all, but some of them you might actually really dive into and want to kind of stay there for a while. So there's a lot of sculpting that happened, a lot of interaction with the models and the self-portraiture. And getting back to our conversation here, so you wanna touch it because it looks like it's wet and it might be.
That one, that one in particular, I really want to touch.
Yeah.
I know not to do the same kind of thing, but they really do feel more like paintings than photos.
Yes, we were discussing that earlier.
Like I know that's like overheard that part, but it's like really like the most notable thing is like they don't look even like mixed media; they just look like paintings.
Yeah, it looks like a painting that's been maybe sitting somewhere for a while, and something got like maybe bird poop ended up on it, and it, like that one's like like something got thrown on it, and it kind of built up over time, and. Well, we're talking about Brooke here. You just never know because, like, didn't she ask? I forgot how many people she asked for hair to put into this. And it's not like when I've done several live modeling shoots with her where she asked like 50 people to model for one photo. I can only imagine what it was like to get everybody's hair and then try to make art out of that. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I love so many of these. I need to dive into some of the naturey ones and some of the more gross ones.
It's also really cool to see the work printed, which is always true, but especially because she like creates so prolifically, and we see it digitally for so.
And that's what I was asking her earlier, and when I was doing a casual interview, I said, how long have you been working on this? Because we feel like she's been working on it for her whole life, but it, in reality, 4 years or so. So we've seen so many behind the scenes. We've seen even the Instagram captures of the videos of the prints, but seeing them in person is totally different. 100% different. So, well, thank you.
Do you not just want to touch that one?
Just that one right there.
I don't know why. That one
you wanna. It's kind of one of those. You wanna connect with the hands is what you want. Yep. Because there's a lot of.
There's something in between you. That one, I'm just like, I can't.
Well, also somebody was saying earlier about the glass. Some people didn't realize there was glass until they really got up on it. And I was like, oh yeah, they're right. There is glass.
There's glass. I think there is glass in the photo as well as the glass on the print. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your thoughts. Genevieve, right?
Yes.
Another Jen, really. Technically, you're another Jen. Do you ever go by Jen?
Yes, because people don't know. Most people are like, what was your name?
It's like, my name is Guinevere. What's yours?
People say Guinevere so much.
Yep. All right. Well, I think it's okay to go ahead and start closing out the room. I just wanted to give y'all a taste of what it's like to be at a New York City art gallery opening. And especially for one of my friends who's been doing this kind of work for a really long time. And I was just so excited to have this as a memory and excited to have this as a piece of something that I can enjoy as an artist. Just friendship, relationship, creating art together, promoting passion together. I love how everybody's gotten quiet. But yeah, so I really am enjoying a lot of this, and I'm super excited to see so many faces, and got more photos happening in front of all the work, which is great. Because as an artist, aren't we always like, we are excited to see our art on somebody's wall that's not our own house? I have a lot of art in my house. But every time a client hangs up a piece, I'm like, yay, it's not in my house. But so yeah, when you're an artist, you kind of want to take pictures with your art and be like, I made this and I can stand with it. So I will close out now for this room. I will hope that I can catch this on the replay. I hope you enjoyed what moments you could stop in today. Again, this is Jen coming in from the Wedding Pros Club live in New York City with the Samsara opening art show with Brooke Shaden. And it's a super cute little gallery, and a lot of people have showed up tonight. So super exciting, and I really hope y'all have an amazing night. And feel free to catch the replay if you want to hear this ridiculousness. I'm fairly sure it was pretty ridiculous, but I think that's the whole point. Making art can be ridiculous, and doing things out of your ordinary life and routine can be ridiculous and fun. So I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful night. Good night.